Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue, and coming up on today's show, we'll take a look at an event that began back in 1983 in the Philadelphia area. It's the Billy Hyndman Classic. It began in 1983 when the PGA section in Philadelphia decided to honor the great career of the great amateur, Billy Hyndman. They played it at Huntington Valley, and in fact, Hyndman that day had the best score in the event, a 1 under 69. Now fast forward to currently. They held another edition of the Hyndman Classic at Huntington Valley, and two pros actually matched that 1 under par score. So they had a one-hole playoff, and we'll show you how it all turned out. Also coming up today, the Philadelphia section recently held a 100-hole golf marathon. The beneficiary, the PGA Reach program. Also coming up on today's show, Montgomery County Commissioner Ken Lawrence joins Rachel Riley, and they'll discuss golf in Montgomery County as well as biking in Montgomery County. And of course, we'll also be joined by our Teed Off panel. It's a full show, and it's coming up next on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality. A chance to be part of a team. A career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. The William Hyndman III Memorial Golf Classic is eagerly anticipated by Philly Section pros every year, and it remains special for the Hyndman family. Well, we are at Huntington Valley, and this is the William Hyndman Classic, and I'm with William Hyndman V. Billy, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Harry.
Always a pleasure to be. This is home for you. I remember the story you told me here on Inside Golf about walking across from your grandfather's home, maybe on a late afternoon like this, to putt on the 8th green. So you have a lot of memories of Huntington Valley, and of course, the gentleman who this tournament is named after, your grandfather, arguably one of the best amateur golfers ever, William Hyndman. What's it mean to you to carry on the legacy?
It's really neat, especially at Huntington Valley. A lot of great memories, as you said, with my grandfather. I played a lot of golf here with him. 3:30 after school, I would meet him, and we'd play 9, and then we'd go home for dinner, and then we'd go out and practice on the 8th green, and then we'd go hit balls off the 11th tee, and played a lot of golf when he was around. Not as much anymore for me.
You know, so many people now are in the business of giving golfers advice. Do you remember, was there one or two things that your grandfather told you, or maybe told you nothing, just let you go out there and find out the hard way?
Well, I think he was a testament to hard work. I think nobody worked harder at golf than he did. He would go out and practice before work. He would do his exercises at lunch, and then after 3:30, he was up here playing golf.
You know, it is the William Hyndman Classic, and he had the distinction of having won it as an amateur back in the 80s, early on in the lifespan of this tournament. Jack Conley, who was at the time the head professional here at Huntington Valley, was the low pro. So Jack got the money, but your grandfather, he got the championship.
He did. I think it was 1984. I remember going out to watch him finish, and he shot 69 that day.
More than 110 Philly section pros competed in the annual event in a morning and afternoon wave at Huntington Valley Country Club. And the course proved to be a challenge. Only two golfers, Mike Little from Lookaway and Dave McNabb from Applebrook, were able to turn in 1 under par 69s. Both began their rounds just after 8 in the morning, so they had a lengthy wait to see if their scores would hold up.
Well, Mike, you got a long day here today. You started a little after 8 o'clock. Here it is, past 6 o'clock in the evening, but you're holding the championship trophy. Tell us about that playoff hole.
The playoff hole was tough, going against Dave McNabb. Dave is he's going to be a legend. He is a legend in our section here, he's played against a lot of good players, and he's been in a lot of major events here. And to compete against Dave is an honor, and to go against him in the playoff here, it was awesome. This is my third playoff in this tournament, and I guess third time is the charm. I'm looking here at the names. 2013 and 2018.
They were the other 2 years.
They were the other 2 years where I was not fortunate in that playoff, in that playoff, Dave ran his birdie putt a little bit past the hole, and it gave me an opportunity. And I struggle a little bit with the lag putts today, and on that hole I just said, get it up there close. I got it to about 3.5, 4 feet, and unfortunately for Dave, he missed his comebacker, and I was fortunate enough to make mine to take home the trophy here. And this event, if for whatever reason, it means a lot to me now. Just being in 2 playoffs and not being fortunate in those, and to be fortunate in this one, it just means a lot. This is a big event for me. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 2020's been an upside down year, but for you it's been a pretty good year. New job, head pro at Lookaway, and now a winner finally. After 2 playoff misses, you get the big trophy in the Hyndman Classic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
In addition to finishing as runner-up, Dave McNabb won the senior division by 1 stroke over Terry Herzog from Marion. There was a 6-way tie for third place.
Dave McNabb, runner-up, losing in a playoff. There's nothing to be really down about losing in a playoff, and you've had your share of victories in playoffs, Dave.
I have, Harry. Yeah, it's always good to get into a playoff. That means you're playing well, and the last couple didn't go my way, but we'll keep knocking on the door, and sooner or later they'll come through.
Sure. You're going back to a national event at Port St. Lucie in the fall. They know your name down there, right? I mean, you walk into a place, everybody, well, now if you can walk into a place, buy your dinner, your drink, whatever you want. But you've had an outstanding career. What's it mean to play against some of these younger guys now? Because, they'll look at you as being one of the legacy guys.
Oh, boy, I never thought of myself as a legacy. It's fantastic. We got so much young talent now coming up in the section. You got Michael and Zach Oakley, and Trevor Benzel just shot 61 last week. So to be out here and be able to compete with these guys, it gives me a sense of pride. I think it's a testament to hard work and dedication and attention to detail. But it's fun to get out here and play with these guys. I enjoy being out here, and it's a great opportunity.
Philadelphia continues to have in its section of the PGA of America great professional golfers of all ages, and Dave McNabb certainly is one of those. Congratulations to Dave for another great event. All right, stay with us. Coming up next here on Inside Golf, the PGA section in Philadelphia recently held a 100-hole marathon, a one-day event, and the beneficiary, the PGA Reach program. We'll take a look at how it all turned out next on Inside Golf. Welcome back to Inside Golf. Cedar Brook Golf Club was recently the host for an annual event of the Philadelphia section of the PGA of America. A 100-hole golf marathon, all played out over the course of one day. The goal was to reach $50,000 to benefit the local PGA Reach program. Let's see how it all turned out.
Today's an exciting day as it's our 100-hole golf marathon for PGA Reach Philadelphia. So we're raising money for our foundation by playing 100 holes of golf in one day. We have 7 of us right now. We started at 6:30 this morning. We're at Cedarbrook Country Club. This is our staff day to do it, but section professionals will do it throughout the fall at their own facility to raise money to support youth, military, and diversity programs under our PGA Reach Philadelphia Foundation. So if you'd like to support us, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find out more at pgareachphiladelphia.com.
Hi, I'm Maya Reddy. I'm a former professional golfer and LGBTQ athlete activist. Super excited to be playing in the 100-hole marathon with PGA Reach Philadelphia as a way to support the incredible programs that they're doing to increase accessibility to the sport and foster a really celebratory and inclusive game in the way that we all know it can be through incredible youth programs, military programs, and just a lot of really cool things like this 100-hole golf marathon.
So we're out here doing 100 holes of golf for PGA Reach Philadelphia. We asked our friends, family, golf members to sponsor us for each hole that we play. So they could put down 50 cents per hole, $1 per hole. And it all goes back to PGA Reach Philadelphia programming, which supports youth, military, and diversity pillars. I think the most I've played in a day is 45, so I'm probably going to be a little sore. It'll be interesting to see how my game progresses or regresses through the day. But either way, we're out here for a good cause, so if I get a little sore, no harm, no foul.
Fairway. Don't put that on video.
If you go to our website, phillypga.com or pgareachphiladelphia.com, you can find out more about how you can support us, and you can donate online by pledging a certain amount per hole, so $1, $2, and it'll go to support PGA Reach Philadelphia and our efforts.
One of our partners here on Inside Golf is Valley Forge Tourism, and they are extremely proud not only of the 50 or so golf courses in Montgomery County, but also several hiking and biking trails. Rachel Riley, who is Director of Communications for Valley Forge Tourism, talked to County Commissioner Ken Lawrence about what those programs, the hiking and the biking, contribute to Montgomery County.
Thanks, Harry. Well, we all know that getting outside is really more important than ever right now, and golf is a great way to do that. And we just so happen to have someone here with us today who is an avid golfer and who's also a big proponent of getting outdoors for your mental and physical health. Commissioner Ken Lawrence, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Rachel. And thanks for not calling me a good golfer. I'm an avid golfer, but not a good one.
I'm not going to judge your skills because I don't want you to judge mine. But speaking of your golfing prowess, I know you've been out and about on some courses. I've seen you sharing on social media. So talk about getting out on the course as a great way for your mental and physical health right now.
We have some of the best public and private golf courses around. My first round of the year was at Skipback, which I call my home course. That's where I first took my first lesson many years ago. I haven't improved much since. But it's great. You can walk the courses, you get a cart and you go out. Everything's contactless now. It's a great way to spend a couple of hours if you can keep your frustration level down from losing balls.
But besides golf, a great way to get outside right now that Montgomery County also has to offer is biking, running, just using the trail system in Montgomery County. And we also know you're a big proponent of that as well.
Yeah, we have over 90 miles of trails, county trails. It's over 100 if you include the township trails as well. We've really seen the usage go up during the pandemic, which has been great, but people are socially distancing, wearing a mask. But yeah, we have a great trail network in Montgomery County. I really think it's the envy of southeastern Pennsylvania.
We know you're a big proponent, especially of running the trails, but you also bike them. And one of the initiatives that the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board recently put together is Bike Montco to really help encourage folks to get out there. Biking is a huge trend right now. And we actually put together a video starring you, but also these digital trail maps. So why don't you talk a little bit about how we put this biking thing together, and it's about being on the trails, but also off the trails, getting in some road action as well.
Yeah, I mean, our planning commission worked on developing some digital bike maps. So not just the trails, but on safe streets where you can see historic aspects of the county, cultural aspects of the county. Some people aren't as comfortable riding on the road as they would be on a trail, but these maps are a nice way to get yourself into that and different routes to experience more of the county.
Well, the other great thing about these routes are they're also low stress and low traffic too. And so we're going to actually cut to that video to give folks a little taste of biking in Montgomery County, both on the trails and on some of those digital tours.
Montgomery County has an awesome trail network. We have nearly 100 miles of county trails. That doesn't include municipal trails as well. Many of them are linked. You can walk, ride, bike, kayak, anything you want to do. You can do it on a Montgomery County trail. We've put together some digital maps with our Visitors Bureau to explore different areas of Montco. So you can go and explore. They have garden areas, historic areas, where you're not actually on the trails, but you're actually in the towns and going to see different sites. One of the favorite things I like to do after a ride is go to a brewery and have a cold beer. And it's interesting how a lot of our breweries are actually linked or connected or very close to the trails.
All right, well, thanks again, Commissioner, for being part of that video. Wonderful performance, I must say.
Well, thank you very much. I love the special effects. They made me look like I was riding faster too. So that was I appreciate that.
Anything to make you look good. And we also know, Commissioner, that there's great things to do off the trails as well, or off the bike. Once you get on these routes, you can do other things, and some of them might be enjoying some of our award-winning breweries, wineries, and distilleries, or our Montco makers, as we like to call them. I know you're a big fan of that as well.
So I am 10 away from being a master maker, or 5 away. I'm at 10, so I need to get to 15. I need 5 more. Montgomery County has a wealth of distilleries, breweries, wineries. It's a hard job, but I am going to try to visit all of them. And interestingly, many of them are just off the trail or in some of the small towns. So there's no way better to celebrate a 20-mile bike ride than to go and have a couple of fresh beers from one of our Montco makers.
Sounds good to me. Sounds like that's what makes it worth it. That's your reward at the end, right?
Yeah, I actually have a cousin who lives in Washington, D.C., and he has a group, and they travel around and do weekend bike tours. And actually, the Bureau helped when they came here, and they said it was one of the best trips that they had. I mean, they were on the Schuylkill River Trail and rode all the way down and would stop and do that. So I think they were here for 3 or 4 days, and they've literally gone all around the country and said that this was one of the best times that they had here in Montgomery County.
Wow, we love to hear that. And right now is the perfect time, actually, because the tourism board has our hashtag Make It Montco hotel package. So folks can book an overnight stay and then get up to $300 in savings at some of those attractions, restaurants, and things all throughout the county. So folks can check out makeitmontco.com if you're looking to make it a biking weekend. Commissioner Ken, thank you so much for joining us.
Rachel. All right, stay well. Good to see you.
All right, thanks so much. And of course, folks can always look at montcogolf.com too to find more about all that golfing here in Montgomery County. For the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board, I'm Rachel Riley.
Well, of course, the fall season is a great time to get outdoors. Great weather in Montgomery County. and a great time to get out there on one of those 50 courses and join the fun on the hiking and biking trails of Montco. All right, stay with us. Up next, our teed off panel's ready to go.
And it is a very satisfying noise to hear that ball rattle around the bottom of the hole.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now with our teed off panel. Today we have Matt Fry. He's back with us again. Matt is Director of Communications, Philadelphia section of the PGA of America. And he plays more golf at more different golf courses than any three of us on this panel. I'm sure you're getting a lot of golf in. I hope you are, Matt.
I'm trying to, but only on the weekends, Harry.
Okay, you're a busy guy. Quinn Spitzer is the president of the GAP, Golf Association of Philadelphia. Plays a lot of golf too, not as much as Matt Fry, but he manages to get it out there, whether it's a weekday or a weekend, right, Quinn?
All right, having a lot of fun. Yeah, try to get out as much as I can.
And look at Joe Logan in his vast library of information. Joe is with myphillygolf.com. Joe, looks good. Do you read all those books?
Yeah, actually, they're pretty much all golf books. There are a few political books, but a lot of them are really nice, big coffee table golf books and all kinds of good books. I'll lend you one.
All kinds of good stuff. Let's talk about something. I recently got a note from a friend who referenced in it how one of the things that he misses about golf that will probably not come back again is the sound of metal spikes click-clacking on a concrete surface, that because of soft spikes, that's one sound that probably will never return again. And there's probably a lot of sounds and sights that are gone and may never return, Joe Logan, to the game of golf that a lot of us grew up with. First of all, can you identify with the sound of metal spikes on a concrete surface?
And the one place I know of is if you follow Tiger Woods around, he has like little short mini metal spikes in his shoes, in his golf shoes. He's last time I looked, he had sort of like soft spikes, but in the middle of them was a little single metal spike. You know, now Phil may do that too. I'm not sure, but only the oldest guys. Most of the guys on the tour now grew up with soft spikes, so they've never had metal spikes. The things I miss or will miss, buddies' golf trips. I have no plans anytime soon to hop on a plane and go play golf in Arizona, or Florida Beach, or Florida. I don't know when any of that will come back. For now, no, it's not. I wouldn't go to any. They're all hot spots.
Yeah, it's an interesting checklist. How about you, Matt? What are some of the things that you no longer can hear or see and may never, ever get that chance again?
One of the things that I think it'll be a slow transition, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes away, is hearing the ball drop all the way into the cup. And I'm not just talking about the restrictions that have been put into place at most golf courses because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm thinking more that the flag stick can be left in the hole now. Where I leave the flag stick in the hole just for pace of play reason, it saves so much time. But that noise is something that now you can only really hear on television anymore. And it is a very satisfying noise to hear that ball rattle around in the bottom of the hole.
Best sound in sports,
right?
Especially if you're a golfer. How about it, Quinn? You got anything to add to the list?
Well, you know, one of my favorite memories was back in 1980 when, for the very first time, I got a metal driver. And the difference in sound between the persimmon driver and the metal driver was stark. I mean, in those days, hitting a metal driver was probably a lot like hitting a golf ball with a frying pan because there was no coefficient of restitution. But the fact of the matter is that sound really, really changed. And one of the things that was nice about the persimmon wood is on those rare occasions when I hit it properly, you knew you hit it just by the sound alone. There's also one other thing which I think is pretty interesting, just apropos the issue of sound, and that is so many people say, well, you know, I like a soft golf ball because I really think a soft golf ball helps improve my putting stroke. But the laws of physics indicate that there's no conceivable way you can tell whether that ball is soft or hard or not. What you're actually getting is the sound of the ball. And the sound of the ball is what people interpret as to whether the ball is hard or soft of light. So sounds are very important in golf and certainly bring back a lot of great memories.
There you go. Well, things that we don't hear and maybe we'll never hear or see again. That's our discussion on tee off. Thanks, gentlemen, and we'll be back. More to come on Inside Golf in just a moment.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. You know, Mike Little won that Hyndman Classic at Huntington Valley. The very next week, he picked up another first place prize. Hey, congratulations, Mike Little from Look Away. Also, our thanks to Rachel Riley and Ken Lawrence for talking about all the things going on with the hiking and biking trails in Montgomery County, in addition to 50 golf courses, and to the PGA section of Philadelphia for their efforts to raise $50,000 to PGA Reach. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. And we will see you next time right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia. GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine. It's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.